Hello, my name is Emeka Stanley, and this is the sixth episode of our program, Salvaging the Nation series, the economic part of it. And what we're about to discuss today is managing the resources of a nation through effective procurement. Managing the resources of a nation through effective procurement. Now, I want to start this episode by saying that the resources of a nation are very limited. They are very limited, and only nations who have discovered how to manage their resources effectively, only them can become wealthy. Now, this is not a case of a nation not having the resources. Every nation on the earth has resources that they can use to better the lives of their citizens. Now, a poor nation is simply a nation that cannot manage her resources. That is a nation that is not creative when it comes to managing the resources that is domiciled in their territory. One effective way that a nation can manage her resources is by procurement. Effective procurement. Now, procurement has quite a lot of processes. The tendering process, the identification of the need, the negotiation process, the awarding process, and the execution process. All these processes has to do with how effective the resources in a country can be used to get what they need. Now, it's very common knowledge that no nation has all what they need domiciled in their country. When it comes to goods and services, some services are imported. Some services you get from other nations. And how you manage these resources in procuring those services, in procuring those goods from overseas, it makes a difference. It defines how effective you are in managing the resources that you have. And it makes a difference. It is the difference between a nation that is serious about becoming wealthy and a nation that wants her citizens to remain in poverty. Now, when it comes to effective management of procurement, there must be identification of a need. A nation doesn't just go out there buying things that they don't need, things that they don't require, things that are not fulfilling any purpose. Now, Nigeria as a country has issues with terrorism. There was a time of sea pirates in the Niger Delta regions. Okay, let's say, for instance, Nigeria wants to purchase warships in order to put a check to the pirates, to the sea pirates, and also to protect the territory. Now, that need has to be identified. There must be a need that, okay, we need these ships. We need these 5 ships, and these are the places that these ships are going to be stationed. Since we are not manufacturing them, we need to economize as much as we can. Now, this need has been identified, and it has been ascertained that there is this need by higher authorities. The second thing to do is to look out for countries that manufacture these ships. Now, a product manufactured in a country should, and most of the times is cheaper than a product manufactured elsewhere. So if we are going for countries that manufacture warships, we are expected to get it cheaper than buying from a country that does not manufacture warships. Just like I was saying, we discover those countries that manufacture warships. What are the specifications of warships that we are looking for? What exactly do we need these warships for? Are there specific attributes or functions that we want these warships to have? All this must be well documented. We reach out to the countries that produce them. We request for bids, for proposals, for quotations. They must send quotes, they must send bids, they must send proposals well documented on how they are able to solve this problem, to fulfill this need of 5 warships. And when they have submitted their proposals in-house, it is studied. The proposals are studied critically to ensure that every single specification given to them was being met in the proposal or in the quotation or in the bids. When all of this has been collated, the discussion on the payment terms comes in. What are the payment terms? How are we going to raise money for this? What is the country requesting for? How do they want to be paid? What timeline are they giving for this payment to be made? Is it 10 years? Is it 5 years? Is it 50 years? How long is this payment going to be spread? All these are very critical, and every nation wants to sell their products. So it is wise to bring all of this to the negotiation table. Give the nations, ignite that interest in them of dealing with you. Give them the reason why they should listen to you, why they should listen to your own negotiations. You can offer them, we'll pay you in 20 years. And this is how we want to pay you. Every nation will want to listen. If you are a serious nation, they will want to listen to you. So when the payment terms have been agreed and the duration of payment has been agreed, the execution aspect of it, the supply, the warships, the logistics aspect has to be, all this has to be considered. Are we buying FOB? Are we buying X-Works? Are we buying door to door? Is the nation going to deliver straight directly? Most likely they are not. So they might deliver to the airport and the customs can clear, and while the Navy takes the delivery. All these processes has to be followed. When these processes are followed, it shows a nation that is conscious, that wants to make the best use of what they have. A nation that wants to utilize even the littlest of things they have to achieve maximum result. And that is how that nation can grow. Economy is simply utilizing the littlest of things for the maximum result. Now, when you purchase these warships and they actually meet all the specifications, there was savings on them, they meet world standards, quality. That was a good buy. That was a good procurement. A nation that does not follow due procurement process is a nation that wants to fail. A nation that does not follow due procurement process is a nation that is unconscious of the importance of resource management. Procurement is all about resource management. You're managing the resources you have in order to procure what you don't have. You're managing the resources you have to procure what you don't produce in-house. And therefore, it has to be adopted. There has to be standardized procurement processes. Now, Nigeria has had issues of where there were problems in procurement of arms for battling terrorists. Now, that is an example of resource wastage. Those resources were wastage. They were wasted. But when due processes are followed in procurement, it adds value to the economy. You buy things at the right price and at the right value, at the right quality. They add value to the economy. Procurement is a very critical aspect of resource management. And any nation that is conscious of the fact that resources are limited and they actually do not own the resources in their nation, they will manage what they have very well. They will manage it judiciously, with the understanding that at the end of the day, it affects the life of all the citizens of that country positively. And if they don't manage it properly, it affects the lives of the citizens negatively. So, managing a nation's resources through effective procurement, the importance cannot be overemphasized. Every nation should have a standard, monitored standard, duly monitored standards for procurement of items from outside their territories, because it can add values to their country, image, to their cultural resources, and to their nation, every area of their lives as a whole. I hope to talk more about this in the future, but for now, thanks for being there.